Today on Spirit Math, we are going to talk about logical fallacies. I'm sure if you have made arguments online, you have been told that you have committed a logical fallacy. Logical fallacies are something that some people made up a long time ago. It's a totally outdated way of thinking. I mean, what gave those people the right? Why should Aristotle tell us anything about how logical our arguments are? Just because they lived a long time ago, their rules should become law? On Spirit Math, we make our own law, and we make our own logic. Logic is really whatever you want it to be, and we'll explain now why logical fallacies are nonsense. How can we do this? When you access your math chakra, there is no limit to what you can convince yourself is true. Human beings have evolved, and your math chakra contains more power than any logic of people who have been dead for thousands of years. I bet you've been told before that correlation doesn't equal causation. This means just because two variables seem to have a mutual attribute, that doesn't mean that one variable causes the other. In Latin, it is referred to as cum hoc ergo propter hoc, which means with this, therefore because of this. Well, Latin is a dead language, so I consider this a dead fallacy. So we're going to bury it by talking about curses. Skeptics often use this fallacy to debunk curses. Think about the Hope Diamond, for instance. Did you know that everyone who ever owned the Hope Diamond is dead? The last owner went crazy too. And although it is now owned by the Smithsonian, interestingly enough, it seems that everyone involved with the Smithsonian eventually dies. I mean, some stay alive for a long time, but they all eventually die. When we open our math chakras and apply the principles of spirit math, correlation implies causation, so we know for a fact that the Hope Diamond is cursed. Another proven curse is the curse of King Tut's tomb. After the tomb was opened in 1922, all of the people involved in the entombing ended up dead. Seriously, you can look it up. Everyone who opened that tomb in 1922 is no longer alive. People may think that their deaths are unrelated, but doesn't that seem like a huge coincidence? I mean, if one or two people died, we wouldn't assume the curse is real. But now, nearly 100 years later, we have a 100% fatality rate of everyone involved in the excavation. See, if you look hard enough, you can see whatever you want. The tomb curse is real. This brings me to the most cursed item in existence. This cursed item is responsible for more deaths than anything in the history of mankind. In fact, tens of billions of people have come into contact with this item, and they have all died. The ones who haven't died know that eventually they will. The most cursed object in the entire world is the world itself. That's right, the very earth you stand on is cursed. Everyone and everything that has and ever will come into contact with the earth has died or will eventually. And think about this. People who come into contact with the earth suffer through famine, drought, tornadoes, hurricanes. I mean, seriously, what the hell is going on? Who put the curse on this humongous rock? Now I know skeptics will tell me that correlation doesn't lead to causation, but the correlation coefficient for the earth and the amount of death of those who have come into contact with it is so large, it's impossible for anyone to deny that the earth is cursed. We encourage the followers of Spirit Math to think about these things and open their mind. Until next time, remember that 2 + 2 = love, and to keep your math chakra open.